The entire main living area of this home is open to the second story, very tall ceilings, and you're about to see a massive game room and media room. Stick around for this walkthrough. Hey everyone, Raj Sahu here, realtor in Central Texas, back with another model home walkthrough. Today we're going through the brand new Kennedy model home with GFO Homes. This specific home is over 4,700 square feet when you account for the different structural upgrades that they have. It's 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and as soon as you walk in, you have open to the second story where we'll see a very large game room and a media room. So that media room was not offered previously on this plan, but GFO smart. They take what buyers want in their homes and they start adding it to these plans. So these plans become better and better and better over time. What they still have in this plan, which I think is fantastic, is this wide open kitchen, dining room in the back, and then living room right off of the kitchen, and all of it is open to the second story. Take a look at this living room with the fireplace tile going all the way up to the ceiling, windows everywhere. We will spend a lot of time in this main living area, and I'll keep pointing my camera upward so you really get the feeling of how high ceilings make spaces feel so much bigger. And let me show you what I mean one more time so you can see how this plan opens up. Upstairs where you see those green couches, actually just a loft area. That's not even the game room, which is going to be tucked off to the side, which we'll get to later in the video. And then you're going to see one of the largest media rooms that I think you can have on a plan like this, which usually fits on a 70-foot wide lot. Let's start in the kitchen. I'll get to lots and the community and all that stuff later on in the video. First off, I love what they did here, matching the countertop with the backsplash. Started seeing this in custom home lots quite a few years ago, and now I'm seeing more and more production builders offer this with these amazing designer vent hoods, which provide that contrast that I think a lot of people are looking for in their kitchen, where you see a lot of this kitchen is light, it's bright, and then you have that dark vent hood, which really pops. Of course, for the kitchen, we have a single basin sink. And take a look at that view. Imagine doing dishes in this sink and you just have all those windows across that wall and everything's open. I absolutely love this living room just because of the upgrades that they chose, but just how it feels too when you're in here. This is going to be the pantry, which is right off of the back of the kitchen. Prior to this, we saw a double oven and a microwave. And then this is going to be a Butlers pantry, and there's under the stairwell closet space on the left side there. That door on the right would be access to a 2-car garage, but there are upgrades to go to a 2.5 and a 3-car garage depending on the lot size. This is going to be the mudroom area, of course, right when we first walk in the garage. And then we do have laundry. And then this door that I'm closing is going to be access to the primary closet. So we'll come back around to the primary closet, obviously through the primary bedroom and bathroom. But that's enough about the laundry room. I just wanted to cover it while we were in this area. Let's get back out to that main living area, because you have to see this is how it will look when you walk in from your garage right into your main living area, and everything is so open. Lots of natural light coming in through the windows, where my camera's having such a tough time exposing properly for it. And by the way, that is a great thing. That means tons of natural light coming in. And what I find a lot of buyers tell me when I ask them what's most important to you about your home, where do you spend the most amount of time, I often get an answer, it's the main living area. It's that kitchen, that living room. Maybe you don't need a formal dining room. They prefer it kind of off of that kitchen. They want one combined space where they can enjoy time with friends and family. And that's why I'm taking a seat here, because if you can imagine spending time in this living room and then that patio through those great sliding glass doors, this is the major pro of this floor plan, the Kennedy floor plan, which, by the way, is a very large home. It's over 4,700 square feet with the structural upgrades that we have in here, but it even feels larger when you get into a room like this and everything is wide open. And we'll see some other rooms on this first floor, like a study flex area, as well as a second bedroom down, obviously owner's bedroom down. But let's spend some time in this dining room. Love the windows in here. They fit a 6-seater table in here, but I feel like you could even go a little bit larger than this, possibly an 8-seater table, and they even fit some furniture in on the side. But this is what I was referring to, where everything still feels very open. And I got to remind you one more time, those green chairs upstairs it's just the loft area. If you prefer your game room a little bit more private, that's not your game room. A lot of builders combine game room with the loft area. This plan actually has the game room set off to the side, and then a media room that's even more private upstairs, which we'll get to again later on in the video. Moving on, in the backyard here, we are looking at a community called Blackhawk. It's in Pflugerville, Texas, which is in a suburb northeast of Austin, Texas. If you see the hay bales and the field out there, that is going to be a future section of Blackhawk. So they are just going to continue to build east in this community. And if you're looking at new construction, you want to be a little bit closer in compared to the other communities that are offered in suburbs a little bit further out of downtown, the airport, the domain, then I would really hone in on a community like this. There isn't a whole lot of new construction to begin with in the suburb of Pflugerville. Definitely not this high of square footage. So it's really difficult to find that in Pflugerville unless you're looking in an area like this, like Blackhawk. And even if you're not looking at this big of a home, what I always tell people is we need to find communities that feel more like a forever home type of community compared to a starter home community, because starter home communities tend to get more rental heavy as the years go by. Forever home community obviously is less transitory. It has more people staying long term in these communities. And by the way, that's a whole nother subject, so I don't want to get too into detail on that and the strategy of which communities to buy into. Let me get back to the plan. I'll talk a little bit later on in the video about Pflugerville and communities in general. We are in the primary bedroom. Take a look at the design that they did here with that dresser. I love that accent wall where they did a different color, but it matches the color behind the bed. And I love different design elements that they do in model homes because you can pick off some of these design elements, incorporate it into your home, and then you look like a genius. Like, take a look at this primary bathroom. I love the ceiling design that they did here and the fixture that they chose. You have so many options with light fixtures, usually aftermarket. Some builders are good with some of the light fixtures that they offer. Some offer light fixtures and the premium is ridiculously high. So just know light fixtures is something that you can do aftermarket. It's not very difficult to do. You just want to make sure you have blocking put in place in the ceiling that can hold the weight of a chandelier or light fixture that you strongly prefer. And then focusing in on this bathroom, I like how they put the freestanding tub next to this walk-in shower, which we'll get into in a second. And then behind us, they have countertops that go all the way across. Oftentimes I have people that say, I don't really need a bathtub. I'd actually prefer a little bit more countertop space in my primary bathroom, and then I want a bigger shower. But sometimes people say, hey, I love the freestanding tub because it looks cool. Well, here you get everything, right? Take a look at the countertops again, all along that wall. You have this huge walk-in shower, which we saw, 2 shower heads. You have the rain shower head above us, and then you still have that freestanding tub that even if you're not going to use it, you just like the aesthetic look of it. It's still there, but not encroaching on all your space in the primary bathroom. Moving along, this is going to be the primary closet. Lots of good space in here. What I always tell people is if you want one closet, but you want to divide things up accordingly, there's really good third-party aftermarket closet build-outs that you can do. When I say aftermarket, that just means after closing. There are so many different options that you can do. Some builders do offer it, but I find they're usually limited with options, or it can really carry a premium if you do it with the builder. And of course, this can vary with every builder in every community. But either way, always a good idea to do some due diligence up front if you're interested in doing that aftermarket third-party build-out with a closet company. Getting back to the plan here, let's take a look at the rest of the first story. So I know I spent a good amount of time in the living room, and rightfully so. Every time you walk through it, the video does not do it justice. I think you really need to walk this type of model home in person, but that's why I kept moving my camera upward so you can really grasp that huge space. Before we get into that main living room space, when we're walking in from the front door, on the right side, we did see the pantry behind the kitchen, as well as the Butlers pantry area. And then I didn't open this door. This was the closet I was referring to that goes under the stairwell. So a good amount of storage space. And then this is going to be a flex area or dining room area. So if you want more of a traditional dining room, obviously it's not staged accordingly, but you could definitely fit a dining table in here and just use this as a separate dining space. Or you could use this as a flex space. Flex space meaning I've had some people say they really need 2 studies because both spouses in the couple need to work from home and need to be in separate rooms. Well, you could close this off, put double doors on here, and just make this into a second study. I say second because we're about to see another study at the front of the home. Or you could use this as like a workout room. So I've had people want a workout room on the first floor. They prefer it on the first floor because on the second floor, if you're jumping around, sometimes you can hear that along through the house. So many different possibilities for that room. Either way, great touch what they did here on another ceiling design where they're really taking this model home to the next level with all the different designs that they're doing. Speaking of great designs, check out the pattern that they put on this wall, where when you first walk in, I didn't really showcase it. I want to get right out to the main living area, but take a look at this entire wall. I love how the color is the same, but they just did what I would call just artwork all along that wall to really draw your eyes upward when you first walk in. Fantastic design work there. And then we have a powder bathroom on this side. I like the tile work that they did here where they ran it all the way up along the wall. I don't usually see that in too many homes, but definitely something, if you didn't do it with the builder, just do it aftermarket. There's a lot of different accent walls you can do. Maybe not as expensive as putting a tile all the way up to the ceiling. And then this is going to be that study I was referring to earlier that is already included in the base of this plan. And when I say already included, of course, check on these things. This plan changes in different communities and it even changes over time. So you should be double checking everything with the builder and also hiring a great realtor who knows new construction and can kind of guide you through this process. And I'm chuckling because a quick plug, if you need a realtor, I've worked with 17 different builders just in the last 12 months alone. And so I know the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to new construction. I can really help guide you. And if I can't guide you, I'll at least connect you with a great realtor partner that I have. Getting back to the plan, I would say a lot of builders at this square footage are doing a study downstairs and then 2 bedrooms downstairs because that's what the market wants. That's what buyers want right now, is they want that big owner's bedroom on the first floor, but they also want a spare bedroom on the first floor for perhaps parents that they don't want going up and down the steps. And that's exactly what this is designed for. So this is going to be your second bedroom down. That's why they did the walk-in shower instead of a bathtub. These are different upgrades that from community to community can be different. Sometimes it's included, sometimes you have to pay for a structural upgrade. Again, we want to double check all these things, especially when you're looking at various communities. But going back to the design, I love they did the tile all the way up to the ceiling. Really draws your eyes upward, which I think is great, especially on a walk-in shower where you have that frameless glass. And then you have windows everywhere. I love how GFO just fits windows. Even in here, it just brings in a lot of natural light. I think in areas that you need it, like a walk-in shower type of bathroom. If you have somebody staying with you, like I've mentioned, parents who you don't want going up and down the steps, great to get that natural light in certain areas. And by the way, on these model homes, they don't frost windows. They want to keep everything open. It's definitely something that you can do aftermarket if you can't do it with the builder to give you that privacy in some of these bathrooms. Getting up to the second floor, this is that loft area I was mentioning, which I'll get you a better view in a second, but take a look at how open this is in that main living area. I actually think this is probably even a better view of just how open concept this plan feels, which when you get to the top of the steps, you can really feel it where everything's open there. It's open when you first walk in. And then you even get this loft area, which when I've walked this plan without furniture, I was always a little bit confused on what you could do here, but I think this makes sense maybe a couple chairs with a chessboard in between, a couch kind of behind us, and yeah, just a sitting area. But you want to keep it open because there's going to be some walk-through traffic, being that we have 3 bedrooms up here, 2 full bathrooms, and a massive game room and media room. This is going to be that game room area, lots of couches. You even have a sitting area in the back, which I think you could even fit into the media room, unless you want to make that media room more into a theater room. Either way, there is a lot of room here to fit a ton of furniture. And then lots of great windows, as I keep saying. You will have a neighbor on this side, so that's usually how they build them. But there are some lots where if you can get in on a cul-de-sac, you can get in on a corner lot, that might just give you a little bit more breathing room between you and your neighbors. Okay, moving on, we will get to that media room in a second, which I'm excited to show. I think it really paints a picture of what's possible here in Texas with these huge areas, living room, game room, media rooms. But I want to cover this full bathroom and bedroom first. So this is going to be the full bathroom. It's right off of that game room area. So, if you have kids and they have friends over, they want quick access to a full bathroom. I like how it's right off of this game room, media room area. And then they do have 3 bedrooms up here. So the last 2 bedrooms will have a full bathroom in between them. This bedroom's a little bit more private from the other 2 bedrooms. Lots of great windows, as we keep saying. Not sure how I feel about this decor where they have a fake phone on a selfie stick with a ring light around it. I really don't know if I should be excited that they have this stage for what looks to be like a young child who maybe is going to create content, or if I should just be terrified that that is now decor in 2023 in some of these model homes. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would love your perspective on that. Moving on, we have a typical closet, not a walk-in closet. It's what we usually see in some of these bedrooms. There are some plans with various builders where the closet sizes might be a little bit bigger, if that's what you need. But let's get to what is very big, which is that media room, which again, I said earlier in the video, if you prefer game rooms that are a little bit more closed off, a little bit more private, or I just had somebody contract where we actually asked the builder to put in a door on that game room because they didn't have a media room upstairs and they just wanted that area private. Well, in this plan, you have that built-in privacy already with this media room all the way in the back of the home. This is something that has been missing with the Kennedy plan for years, and GFO, who I think is really adjusting well to your more modern type of homes with great designs, but also well thought out, structurally speaking. I'm not surprised that they added this media room, and I'm really happy with the size too, because this was already a home that was in the 4,000s for square footage. And so I think for a lot of people, they're really thinking about their theater room. And I know this just has a TV in it, but you can do so much with builders these days where usually you get a separate electrical appointment, where you can even do that on Zoom, where you're just looking at a floor plan, planning on where outlets will go, where pre-wiring for speakers will go, where Cat 6 cables will go. There's so much that you can do in some of these homes, especially when you have some time to kind of plan ahead. And that's the beauty of building from scratch. A lot of people say, oh, it's so much work. In fact, I hear realtors say that a lot, and it's because they don't want to spend the next 10 to 12 months working on a transaction when you can do a 30-day turnaround on resales. And in my opinion, that's why I think a lot of people say it. But here's the thing, if you're going to not do that work now, I promise you, after you're in a resale home, you're going to be doing a lot more work after you close on that home. And so either way, I think you do the work. You either do the work and don't compromise, or you compromise. It's kind of like one or the other. And if you don't want to compromise, you're going to do the work regardless. And that's a big reason why I'm passionate about homes, new construction homes, but also some newer homes that are the resales that I do from time to time as well. Getting back to the plan, this is going to be that second bedroom upstairs. I love the Austin FC gear in here. And we have one other bedroom that we'll get to in a second. Austin FC has completely taken over the city. If you didn't know, they have a professional soccer team in the city of Austin. We were one of the, I guess you would call it an expansion team, where the Major League Soccer was adding teams, and Austin was one of those cities that got them. Let me tell you something, even if you don't like soccer or have never watched soccer, please go to a game. The atmosphere is absolutely amazing. Obviously brand new stadium. So they did a great job, meaning you can walk around, you can just grab a hot dog and you can still watch the game. And there's just so many great areas, I think, in that stadium. But I digress. I can talk a lot about soccer, especially Austin FC, but check it out yourself and you'll see what I mean. I love the tile work that they did here. Very cool. A lot of whites and blacks I'm seeing in some of these modern homes. So that white and black stark contrast is something that I think has become very popular. And you can kind of see that in some of the furniture. But you can see them also take a lot of risk here. You saw some green accent walls. You saw some maroon accent walls. Here's another accent wall. It's got some green and white touches. A lot of cool things in this plan. And this is going to be that last bedroom. This one's going to be facing off the front of the home, which we can see in these windows. I keep saying it, windows are everywhere in this home. A lot of great natural light coming in. And as you can tell, in this community of Blackhawk, a lot that they're clearing out. So I told you I would end with Pflugerville. Pflugerville is going to be a suburb that I think if you want to be close to the airport, a little bit closer into the Domain, which is our second downtown, or even downtown itself, it's difficult to find new construction that's close to these areas. And Pflugerville is going to be that one suburb that's close to all of them. But of course, there are many options out there, and to explore all those options and understand both the pros and the cons of these builders and communities, reach out to me. I am a realtor that works very hard for my clients, and I'm also very upfront with people. If I don't think your criteria is something I can provide a high amount of value for, I will find you a realtor and connect you. And I do that for free. There are no costs associated with that. Oh, and like the video if you appreciated this walkthrough. And as always, hope this helps. Take care.